Hey everyone, how's it going? Today, I'm going to be making a tier list of all the Stadium Series jerseys up to and including this year's set. Of course, for this occasion, I'm going to be wearing Blackhawk Stadium Series jersey, which I'm going to be talking about in a few minutes. Before I get to the list, make sure hit like, hit subscribe, tell your friends, come watch us. We've been having lots of support lately, especially with our shorts, which has been awesome to see. If you guys want to see some more content, you guys want to see some different content, let us know what you guys want to see. Let us know what you guys like, and hopefully we'll make it. Hopefully we'll make what you guys want to see. So without further ado, let's get to the tier list. All right, so standard tier list applies. We have all the jerseys here. I don't think, no, they're not in chronological order. They're more alphabetical. I'll try to do them somewhat chronologically from what I can remember. Start out with Anaheim and LA. The Anaheim one, I always thought was kind of, it looked really weird when they were wearing it. It looked, I don't know if it was just the fact that the striping didn't come all the way around the arm or the way the sides looked, but I always thought the players wearing it looked bigger wearing it for some reason. And not sure what it is. Also, it had the like chromified logo, which I think was awful. I'll put it in C. The Kings one I think was the best one from the original Stadium Series. It's actually kind of a shame that they didn't wear this jersey more often because a gray set would have looked really nice with what they were currently wearing at the time. So I put this in B. Also during that time we had Rangers, Devils, and Islanders. So let's do the Devils. Devils is a good jersey, but it's just their heritage jersey. D. The Islanders one was actually really interesting. I kind of liked it. It was a bit hit and miss, but in general, I think it's yeah. I mean, the Islanders one I think is pretty solid. I like the Kings one just a little bit more, but they're both pretty good. But at the same time, I still don't like the shininess of the crest. Rangers one I thought was it's kind of a mess. The striping, the yoke, everything just seemed kind of messy about it. I wouldn't necessarily put it at D, but it's low C. The Penguins one is a jersey of all time. It's fine, but nowhere near memorable. The Blackhawks one, and it's like their black alternate that they've had a few decades ago with some slight alterations to the stripe. Obviously, it doesn't go all the way around the arm. I would probably put this in between LA and New York, and that has nothing really to do with the fact I'm wearing it, although I have gotten a little bit more attached to it from wearing it, from getting it. It was still always kind of hovering around my favorites of the initial Stadium Series jerseys, but all of them are kind of on the lower end. But these three are probably my favorites. Okay, all right. After this one, they kind of went with the two-toned chest stripe. So they simplified the jersey with the chest stripe, but then they had like the two-toned element of it, which I kind of think was kind of cool. The San Jose one, I really like. That's gonna go in A tier. Kings one less so, but it's still good. I wouldn't say it's great. I think one thing I don't like is I don't like how it's gray behind the name. Um, looks a little more muddy. It works better with the Sharks one. It is kind of weird that the black doesn't extend to the back, but then at the same time, it would look kind of weird, especially with the numbers, if it wasn't like that. Maybe it'd be kind of neat if it kind of bowed down, like it bowed below the numbers in the back, but it still at least kind of went like it just had like a thicker uh, waist stripe, maybe. And then just on the sides, it kind of angled down, so you had room for the numbers. But it's fine. Like it was a neat design. I'd put the Kings one. It's not as good as the first Stadium Series one. Oof, tricky. But there. I like these three more. I like the Kings gray ones, not because it's really pushing the envelope at all, but it looks good for that logo in that set. Black, Blackhawks jersey always looks good, and this one was pushing the envelope. Not perfect, but it's doing kind of something new and exciting with it. And I did like this one just slightly less. Looking at these, I don't know how many S tier Stadium Series jerseys there are. There probably isn't many until we get to the end. Blackhawks and Wild. I'm gonna put the Blackhawks one down here. It's just an old Blackhawks jersey. We've got black shoulders, which is kind of different. I'm saying with Minnesota, there's not really a lot going on here. I like it because of the colors. Really it. There's not a whole lot going on. Their Winter Classic jersey is much better. Colorado one's kind of cool. I'd put it an A. It's simple, but it's effective, especially if you have a very colorful, very vibrant jersey that's going alongside it. I think the Colorado one works pretty well. Detroit's is S tier. It's a fantastic jersey, especially for a team that's not known for that many good jerseys. They're known for two that they've worn forever. Here's a third good jersey that they have. And arguably the best Stadium Series jersey until now that we've had. Let's do the LA and Avalanche one. The Avalanche two-tone jersey. To me, it's basically the modern day Vancouver Canucks V-stripe one. And I know a lot of people like this jersey, and I can't really get behind it. I like the inventiveness of it. I like the two-tone aspect of it. I like the fact that it's trying to do something kind of cool. I just really don't like how it looks. But that said, I can say I don't like how most of these jerseys look. But actually will end up fairly high on this tier list regardless. There. That sounds good. Now the LA angled one. I really like this jersey. One of my favorite Stadium Series jerseys. Sure. Not quite S tier, but it's pretty high up there. Oh, we have the two Penguins and Flyers ones. The ones that are kind of like these ones here, they do nothing for me. They're like especially the Flyers one really does nothing for me. The black numbers, but with white outline, just why? Especially they make a point of making the numbers big so you can see them, but let's make them black with a white outline to work in a stadium. And this one, there's nothing wrong with it. I just don't like it. That's all I can say. I want to not ramble on these jerseys for too long, so I don't want to get into too many details. I just simply don't like that jersey. But when we start talking about the two color ones, I do like these. But this. Not C. Doesn't B. Or I like it more then. Because this one I think works better than the Penguins one, because at very least, it gives me Quaker vibes. I think so. Not only does it fit with the black and color theme they're going with, but there's also some historical element. So I think it gets pretty high up on the B list. Be the top of the B list. It's not quite A. Put it here. Penguins one, it doesn't hit as hard as the Flyers one. It's still pretty good. Put it here. All right, what's next? Let's do Toronto and Washington. This Caps one is easy. It's awful. At least they tried. It's a blue jersey, and it makes sense that they made a blue jersey. But that's all it has going for it. I hate that it says Caps. It kind of makes sense that I'll give them that. I'll give them. It's better than the Flyers one. The color balancing is just weird because the stripes are so thick. It's ugly. This is an ugly jersey. The Leafs one is clean, and especially with the white pants, it's not a look they should go for all the time. But in this particular aspect, I thought this was clean. So it goes in A tier for me. Smashville. Now, Hmm. Is this jersey overhated? Yes. Is it good? No, it's still not good. I think it is overhated, though. The chest stripe with the text, it doesn't look awful. The white number and white nowhere else on the jersey is kind of weird. It shows up really well in a stadium. But the jersey and X Smashville, like I say, it's overhated. I don't really hate it as much as it. I know a lot of people are like, this is the worst one. It's not the worst one. It's not even close. It's high D. I would put it above these ones because at least it's doing something a little bit different. And there's some inspiration, like it's trying to do like the music poster sort of thing, which I get. I don't like it, but I get it. Uh, the Bolts one, I love. I love the Bolts one. It's up here. It's thematic. It did the job. It's bold. It's flashy. It's what a stadium series I think should be. It's not as good as the Detroit one, but up to this point, it is the second best. Carolina, their black jersey is disappointing. I thought it'd be a little bit more exciting, to be honest, and I didn't really care for it that much. It's certainly not bad, but it's not great. It exists. It's a jersey, to be honest, I forget about a lot. Most of the C ones, none of these are particularly bad. I just completely forget. It's sometimes worse than being bad. The Washington one is very interesting. I hated it at first. The more you're looking at it, the more you see Ovechkin like stoically standing, looking like it looks cool. And the more I look at it, the more cool it looks. And on the ice, it looks surprisingly good, to be honest. So I really warmed up to it. Where do I put it? It's honestly, I'm going to put it in A tier. Low A. It's low A. It certainly wins points for inventiveness. The one thing it does remind me of the Russian hockey, the Russian Olympic jerseys. I think when they hosted and had the kind of dragon looking logo that came from the waist and it extended the wings onto the arms, sort of thing, like a full body thing. And that connection to Ovechkin and the Capitals wasn't lost on me. I don't know if that's intentional, but it is a connection I made. And I think that's kind of cool. So that's my thoughts up until this year. And now we have some new Stadium Series ones. Hopefully this jersey will come out before the Stadium Series game. Maybe it would have been better if I waited so we could get some better images on the equipment, because we really don't know the equipment on some of these yet. But just strictly going by jerseys, here are my thoughts. New Jersey, basically New Jersey giving us what the Flyers and Penguins gave us a few years ago. It works better. It looks more sinister and more thematic than the Penguins one did. More thematic than the Flyers? I'm not so sure. Because the Flyers has that Quaker look to it. It's good though. I really do like it. This is my second favorite. Know that much for sure. Flyers one. Regrettably, we don't see the back, because the back is what holds this one down, I think. The front is kind of cool. Like, it has some different striping on the arms. It's a really clean looking look. But when you look at the back, the way the stripes come up around the back, it looks kind of weird. I'm not a huge fan of it, but it's not forgettable. It's not C tier, because the C tier ones are forgettable. It's not forgettable. It's not bad. Like, it's not bottom tier bad. But where amongst? Probably between Colorado and Pittsburgh. Colorado's is more memorable and less bad. Isles. The Isles one. I'm going to put it just beside its brother. You guys can be reunited once again. And finally, the easy one. At the time of recording this, I do not know what the equipment looks like for the Rangers. And that could be a huge deciding factor on whether or not this is my favorite. It belongs in S tier. It is a top 3 Stadium Series jersey. That's a given. The one thing I like about it is probably the worst thing about it in this context, is that it looks to me like a Winter Classic jersey. It has the big and boldness of the Stadium Series jersey, for sure. But it's got that heritage vibe that none of these jerseys have. The Quaker Flyers one, maybe. You can make that argument. But everything else is new, forward, modern, and this one is not it. It's something different. So it's interesting. Like, at this point, I'm kind of comparing a very good apple to a whole bunch of oranges. Where do I put it? If I put it right at the front, that kind of tells me all this forward thinking is for naught. Let's just go back. Because going back is better. I don't think that's true. But objectively speaking, I think this is the best design of the bunch, or almost the best design of the bunch. So there's a really deep question of jersey philosophy here. And I don't want to take up 2 hours of your time debating this. So, without knowing the equipment, we can probably assume it's either going to be just like red equipment or blue equipment. And matching colored helmet and whatnot. But I don't think there's going to be anything too flashy, because it definitely looks like more of a throwback sort of jersey. Do I put it above Detroit's? I don't think so. That hurts because I really like it. It's so close. It could go either way, honestly. And when I see this in person, when I see it with equipment, it might shift over here, or it might shift over here. I don't think it could be any worse than S tier for what we know now. That's a given. It firmly belongs in these top 3, in my top 3. I think a lot of people might say, oh, the Bolts one is terrible. Fun. Have fun. But that is where I'm going to leave it. That is my Stadium Series tier list. I would love to see your comments on what you agree with, what you disagree with. And do this one yourself. And let us know. Show us your images in the Discord if you guys decide to do that. Don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to the video. I'm sure there'll probably be a few shorts on here that I'll make from this video, so like those as well. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.